Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Heartbroken and Housebroken podcast. My name is Spiro. I'm the host. If you guys are unfamiliar, you wouldn't be the only ones. It's been some time since I've done this. I have a whole new setup. Look at this. Look at this. We're still in progress, but we got a new setup going. You know, good for us in the new setup. It's been some months, but we're here with a new setup. Like Spiro, it's been over 7 months, and you put up a glowing sign, and you put up a picture framed with your logo. That's so many things you did in those 7 months. Look, man, I had to teach. Life's been crazy, man. You guys know me. Life's never just simple. Life never just seems to go the way that we intend it to go. As soon as you think you know where life's going, bam, curveball. But you know what's great about having so many people die in your life? You know what's great about having people die in your life? Is it's all pretty easy after that. You know, when you've had the worst shit happen to you, when normal bad stuff in life happens, you're kind of like, yeah, all right. It's like beating the final boss in a video game and then going to level 1 or 2 and you're like, oh yeah, I mean, I could see why this is difficult. Oh yeah, I lost once or twice because I wasn't familiar with the scope of the level, but now we're good. It's kind of what post-death life is. When you're living after a lot of grief and death, you're just like, whatever. Bring it on. Bring it on. And that might be a morbid way to look at things. Some people might be like, whoa, Spiro, you're crazy for thinking these things. Am I crazy for thinking these things? Or are you crazy for not thinking these things? Chew on that one, bubblegum. No, I've missed you guys. It's been chaotic. 7 months ago, I started teaching, and I am on my last week of teaching. I'm on finals week, which is crazy. A whole year's gone by for teaching, and it's been absolutely amazing. Obviously, there's been some ups and downs. There's been some learning curves, but boy, when I have found my meaning, my purpose, I mean it 1,000%. It's been so cool, not only watching these kids grow, but watching me grow into this position. You know, when I first started, I went in only dealing with adults. I've never dealt with kids. You know, I've never had kids. I don't have any nieces or nephews. I was never raised around kids. So going into this, I was like, oh, I can do this because I've worked in the casino industry with adults. This is easy. I can manage this kind of shit. But then when you get in there and you're like, oh, these kids don't listen to you, or you're allowed to just tell them to sit down and shut up. Because obviously in corporate America, you just can't tell people to sit down and shut up. So there was a lot of these weird in-between moments where I'm like, you hesitate. And just like we talk about sometimes on stage, if you hesitate, you get caught, and it's not as good as it needs to be because you're in this thought process and you're trying to figure it out. So there was a lot of that. It was a lot of figuring it out. There was a lot of being out of my element, but I'm proud of myself. And it's something that I look at how these kids have grown and how they speak now and what I've taught them and how they implement it. It's so cool to see, coming from a casino where I would give people room comps and then them be furious at me because they lost $200 and I couldn't comp their shitty meal that they got at a restaurant. It's so different. And it's crazy because that's part of the reason why I couldn't podcast, is because between that and doing comedy, I'm exhausted. I might look great. I'm exhausted. I sleep so much. I mean, I used to make fun of Sarah all the time before she got sick about how tired she was. And that's why we loved the koalas, because I was like, you're like a koala. You just sleep and eat all day. And she's like, teaching's exhausting. I was like, how exhausting is it? You just hang out with kids all day. And now that I'm through it, I'm like, Jesus. It's exhausting. I come home sometimes and I just sit on my patio and I just stare into the abyss of the sky. And I'm like, what happened today? Like, not in a bad way, but just a lot of questions. These kids will ask you questions about questions that you never even thought about questioning. It's a questionception that these kids throw at you. But it's so funny because she taught up until 2 days before she died. So this bitch was a tough woman. I knew that. And now, after going through a year of teaching, man, this woman, there's days where I'm exhausted and I'm like, I'm just going to sleep for the next 2 days. I'm not going to do anything on the weekend. She did that, went to chemo, did all the things she wanted to do, went to the gym and taught, and then died. She's like, I got to grade these papers. I got to give these Fs before I pass on. Think these kids are going to learn lessons if they don't fail? You think my spirit haunting them is going to teach them a lesson if they have Ds? No. Got to get them their Fs in line.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because kids say insane things to you because they don't understand the scope of life yet. So sometimes they say stuff, and the fact that she would deal with it the way she did was hilarious. Like, I remember once she said some kid told her tough titty when she called him out for being late. He was like, tough titty. But she had breast cancer. And I'm like, that ironically is the most hilarious thing that somebody can come back to you and say. Like, tough titty. Like, the kid obviously didn't know. And it was just like a figure of speech, which, again, great figure of speech. I didn't know the 90s were coming back. Tough titty. God, that's such a good thing to say to somebody. They're like, give me some of your food. No. Why not? I'm hungry. Well, tough titty. Hey, you want to hang out later? Not really. Why not? I don't know. I don't have the time. Well, you have time for so-and-so? Well, tough titty. Now I'm bopping the microphone. Tough titty. Right microphone? Tough titty. Get bopped. I always told her, I was like, you should go up to that kid and be like, you know how you told her to be a tough titty one time? Now I have breast cancer. Just mess that kid's life up. I kid. If I can't kid about the dark stuff, then what can we kid about? But it's been interesting to see. It's been interesting to see how much she went through and how inspiring she was. I already knew that. But then going through what I'm going through and being a first-year teacher and doing comedy and the kids knowing my backstory and seeing how I'm pursuing my dream is inspiring to them. So I can only imagine seeing Sarah's fight, how inspiring that was, and seeing someone who's willing to teach to the end of their life, how inspiring that could be. And it's been cool. It's been really, really cool. I've met a lot of very unique souls. I've met some wonderful future human beings. I've met some nuts. I've made a lot of cool friends teaching, and it's been a good, chaotic year. But let me tell you something. Your boy's back. We're doing short episodes. I want to do about 10 to 12 minute episodes, just us talking some shit, giving you guys a recap of what's happening, kind of going over what's on my mind in the world of grief. But, you know, there's times where I've been dark and I've been in a bad place. And before teaching, it was kind of this up and down thing. And now I can honestly say I'm in a good place. I'm in a place where I don't ever thought I would ever get. I remember once I asked my therapist, like, what's the end goal of all this? And she's like, well, is there an end goal? And I'm like, yeah, I just want to feel better. And she was like, well, what does feeling better feel like? And I'm like, I don't know. And I think these are the moments when it's the end of the school year. I look back at this entire year. There's been some downs. There's been some chaos. There's been some tough times. But just like everything I've been through the last decade, is I've been able to push through. And I hope you guys can do the same. For all my grief gang, my people that hang out and listen to the show going through some shit, like, I hope that you guys get through the tough times, because that's what happens. Tough times just don't go away once you get over certain things. They just keep coming in waves, and you just learn different ways to approach them and different ways to get through them. Like I said, watched my wife die, then my dad died shortly after. Nothing can hurt me anymore. Yeah, I'm going to be sad about things, but is it going to ruin my life? No. I've already been to rock bottom. Once you've been to rock bottom, what's below that? You can't go to, what's rock bottom, rock beats scissors. You can't have scissor bottom. That sounds like a lesbian strip club. Scissor bottoms. Welcome to Scissor Bottoms. I think we've strayed. I think the improv has gone weird enough. But thank you guys so much for tuning back in. I think this will be a fun thing that I'm going to try to do once a week, again on Tuesdays, now that I've kind of got this really good balance and feeling great in my life. So I hope you guys like the new setup. I'm going to add to it. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I think that could be cool. We can maybe like arts and craft group project my backdrop. Can you tell I'm a teacher? I'm like, let's arts and crafts. That's what I do when I get excited for arts and crafts. I shimmy shake. I shimmy shake for arts and crafts. I baked so many cookies today. So many cookies and Rice Krispies, and these little kids, these little brats, they're just not even going to enjoy it. I know that some are going to really enjoy it, and then some are going to be like, they're all right. I'm like, they're all right? I cooked so long for you guys. I slaved away over a hot stove and ate so many sweets, and now my tummy hurts. For you. You guys are great. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Heartbroken and Housebroken podcast. You can follow me on all platforms, Spear on that show. We're also on Spotify and YouTube for the podcast, so pick your poison as far as platform. But thank you guys so much for joining in. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll talk next time. Bye.